Good evening to my COM 420 class. Today I'm going to be doing a video response to my reading assignment over the classical theorists Thale, Weber, and Taylor. So I'm just going to get started. Are these ideas still relevant today for organizations today? I think that some of these ideas definitely are still very relevant for today's organizations, especially Henry Thale's 14 most important principles of management. To me, this is just like looking through the pages of an employee handbook today. A lot of the ideas that still apply and are pretty relevant. Although we know through trial and error and the fact that humans have a thing called emotions that affect our decision-making process, that Max Weber's ideas are probably a little less relevant than the other two, because except for the managerial aspect of it, which is still implemented today, that's still relevant. But the fact that rather than the iron cage idea that Weber had, we know today that he also said that he thought it was a threat to individual freedoms, but he still believed it was the most efficient way of getting work done. But yeah, okay, I think it's not okay. All right. What areas are similar and different with the classical theorist? I think that areas that are most similar amongst these theorists is the chain of command aspect, which also is still very relevant today because we've learned over decades that this creates order and direction for the employees so that we know that what job is to be done and how it's to be done, and it correctly ensures proper communication and pretty much keeps things organized in the organizations. The area that sticks out to me the most about having the biggest difference is Frederick Taylor's theory. Well, yes, I believe that getting compensated for the harder and longer hours creates more incentive for employees to work, that it cannot alone create a perfect work environment due to employees who say if you want job satisfaction in your career, the amount of money isn't going to get it if you're not getting job satisfaction. It's some people it can lead to like depression due to long hours away from family. Working too hard can create a mental illness or lack of motivation to even be productive. So I think that's what's different. Some things that are similar and different in today's, different in this is not easy. Okay. What are your major criticisms of the classical approaches to organizational communication? My major criticisms are that money doesn't really buy happiness, and referring back to those organizational metaphors, that we humans, we're not machines, so the whole metaphor of us running like a well-oiled machine doesn't make sense, because humans have basic needs and a limbic system, which is the part of our brain that controls emotions and motivation. Why is it important to examine theories that are from a different time period? I think it's important to examine theories from different time periods so we can see how we've progressed as a society and how much we've still got to progress and change, and the way that things run in organizations every day. The world is changing every day. People change every day. Things get easier because of technology. So basically over time we've figured out through trial and error what works and what doesn't. We also learned that these things, by how far business owners have come, or how far businesses have come, or if they've failed or stayed relevant or afloat, we know basically what creates a business to stay in business and what doesn't. We're still learning, and that's why we need to examine these from theories from different time periods. And over time, basic human needs have changed, and humanity has changed in whole. So that's going to conclude my video response. Thank you. Everyone have a wonderful day.